It's the Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Those creatures in Ganon are really bad.
Excuse me, princess.
Oh, that was classic. Well, actually, what I just did there was from the commercial.
Yes.
Which, sadly, as a kid, I memorized because I thought it was cool to memorize the Legend of Zelda rap in an era when nobody played video games, really. Yeah.
I thought that was the Japanese. Didn't the Japanese for Link to the Past have like this really amazing commercial?
Yeah, wasn't that the Zelda? Yeah, I forget exactly how it was, but it was like a Zelda rap.
Yeah.
And I think it was a woman that played Zelda in that, too.
Yes. As it probably should be.
Okay. Zelda.
Did you just call Link Zelda?
Yes, I did.
For shame.
I know. So, well, yeah, it's really when it comes down to it. I think Dorkly did this too. It's the Legend of Link.
Yes.
So, and that's proper.
Well, I guess it's some stories it revolves around like a quest. Your quest is to save Zelda, so that's why it's the Legend of Zelda.
And in some cases, she's not even in it, like Link's Awakening.
Yes, or what was the one on the boat?
On the boat?
Yeah, on my boat. It was right after Ocarina of Time.
Okay. Wind Waker, I think was
Wind Waker.
Yeah,
that was it. Technically, Zelda was in it, but it wasn't Zelda. It was Terra. But
by the way, when you drop out of, you probably already know this. When you drop out of level 1 and right back into it again, it negates the need for a key at the top. So that's why I did that. Usually, if I don't get a magic key, I'll end up with like 18 keys by the end of this thing.
Again, it's like I've watched people play the original, but so lost on it. Even Link to the Past, I don't remember most of it at this point. If I go back in, I can get through like maybe the first part of it. Like I can break Zelda out of the dungeon, but after that, I've forgotten everything else about that game.
Well, if you ever see some of the speed runs of that, there's a speed run. They've done it in like 3 minutes because they hit certain things and do certain things, and just prompts the game ending.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. So, let's see. We're going to bomb the shit out of this.
Poof. Bomb it. I don't know. But again, I'm also lazy too. Like even I thought I would really like Wind Waker. Wind Waker. Blah, blah. I can't talk at all. Actually, neither one. Not that game either. It was Breath of the Wild. I don't know why I kept saying Wind Waker.
Well, that's okay. I called Link Zelda before.
Yeah.
So I guess if anything,
that's worse.
If anything, yeah, probably. I was going to say if anything, we can try to be even here, but.
But no, I think I was really, when the Switch came out, I was really high on that because it was like, I'm always on the road. Now I can play them on the road when I'm home and I can throw it on my TV. And it comes with this Zelda game, which is supposed to be Zelda meets Dark Souls. It's going to be great. And then the first time my weapon broke, I'm like, fuck this. It's like I'm too lazy to have to get weapons throughout the game.
When the Switch came out back in I guess it was late 2016, early 2017, I think it was.
I believe so.
I remember because one of the things that happened at the time, again with the industries plural that I'm in, is I was working alongside Rich Haas, Rich, and we were doing a lot of days on that movie Greatest Showman, Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, and fantastic sets. The sets on that thing were absolutely gorgeous. 90% of that movie, 90% of the stuff they built, you never saw in that movie. But I remember there was one guy there that was so fired up about the Switch that he would bring it to set. But the problem is when you have a Nintendo Switch, and this is like 1860s, 1880s P.T. Barnum, people are going to know. And eventually the dude got fired off set because he just kept bringing it over and over, and it kept showing up on camera. Over and over, the DP, the camera guys, the directors are seeing him playing Zelda. Oh, shit, I found the wrong thing. Oops. Literally sitting there playing it while they're rolling. And it's like, dude, you got to stop bringing it to set. You got to stop, And he just didn't. So they fired him.
Well, you kind of deserve it at that point.
Yeah. But Hugh Jackman's a really cool guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Except when you're playing Nintendo Switch on his set.
Yeah. Actually, he didn't say anything. He has people to do that for him.
Yes. That's how it works.
There you
go. Arvik Mananga, who...
oh, Lord.
By the way, and this is not even a story about his current problems. I've known about Vic for years, working through the convention circuit stuff. I remember here's the thing. I don't understand why anyone ever liked him. He was always such an asshole.
Really?
Most conventions wouldn't, well, at least mine. I worked for Anime Next. There were years we would just not invite him back because we didn't feel like dealing with him.
Really?
He was just that big of an asshole. And he wasn't really nice to the attendees either, who were just like enthralled in him. Like, he's Edward Elric. No, he's not. And in fact, because he played that character, I can still not watch that show because I don't want to listen to his voice.
Huh. You know, that's like the fastest way a lot of times in the industry to just lose credit and never work again. There was a TV show in CBS for a while. I won't mention the name of the show, but it was canceled and renewed 3 times in a row.
Okay.
The show was basically, the ratings did well, but she was tough to work with. And it was canceled and then renewed and canceled and renewed, canceled, renewed. And finally, the last time it was renewed and put on A&E.
Okay.
Which it burned off because she was apparently huge in another country. And again, you do the homework, you can figure out what I'm talking about here. But long story short, that actress, you never hear from her again because people just don't want to deal with that crap. Because when you have a film shoot that's 13, 14, 15 hours long, you don't want to have to deal with somebody who's going to be difficult that entire time. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, Christian Bale, I forgive him big time for everything that happened with him screaming at that guy on Terminator Salvation. Because it was a long ass day and it's cool. But at the same time, he will forever have that stigma of losing his shit that one time.
Yeah, and that's not really fair to someone too. Like, you know, you and I, we both worked on film sets. It's frustrating. Everyone gets frustrated after a while. You got to leave some leeway for some people. Not everyone's an asshole all the time. But yeah, everyone has a cell phone now, so you get caught, and that's your reputation.
And that's the end of it. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten frustrated and I've gotten annoyed on film sets too, and you know, I know there are times when I'm cranky that I get a little annoyed, and I know it's apparent to some people. In case you, I know that last film that we had, I was kind of really pissy by the end of it, and I'm sorry about that for the record. But at the same time, that's the kind of shit people are always going to remember.
Mm-hmm. In fairness, I was a whiny little bitch by the end of that film.
We all were, but I've seen worse than that. I've dealt with worse than that. There was another project that I had worked as background, and the guy was just such a pain, and everybody hated him, and the show got canceled because they don't want to have to deal with it. You know, meanwhile, you got somebody like Tracy Morgan out there. Mm-hmm. Tracy Morgan is, I am so glad The Last OG is doing well. I hated season 2 and how that ended personally. I didn't think it was written well, but he is such a nice, kind guy despite everything that's happened. And I really wish he does so much more. By the way, in case you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just collecting coin. Level 2 is right over here, which I think I'm going to do before I get... yes. Before I get I want to get the blue ring, but I think I'm going to hold on that for a little bit.
You know, we were talking about like Tracy Morgan and such, and you have actually dealt with some bigger productions, maybe in a smaller role, but bigger productions.
Blur number 8.
I've only ever did indies. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you were set of Gotham and and that.
Well, I mean, that was body doubling, which is pretty cool too. So, but anyway, yeah, nothing exciting.
You know, I always get a kick out of because I admit I don't know anyone who's super, super famous, but I do have friends who are acting in the industry. And even when it's like, yeah, I was the background actor for this guy when I didn't feel like standing on set. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, see, the funny thing is they have to have stuff like that. They have to have the body double in case they want to do something. I had worked another project where I had to body double for a stunt guy. Stunt guys never need body doubles because their entire occupation centers around getting the shit kicked out of them. Mm-hmm. They don't need someone to stand there for them, while they're doing something. But what's interesting about the industry is by union rules, if there's a scene where a principal actor has to drive and they don't want to, they have to have a stunt person there. So the stunt person is there to drive so they don't have to. Even if it's 10 miles an hour, they got to do it.
It's kind of funny.
I've done that stunt role before. That's nice because you just sit and do jack shit.
I don't think I've really done anything major in the last few years. I think Something's Fishy is the first thing I've done in a long while.
By the way, Something Fishy, just to clarify that, is my wife and I, our production company's first project. It is a romantic comedy about two people who lie to each other on a dating profile.
No truth
coming out
behind that.
Coming out 2020.
But I find my stories are starting to repeat now because I haven't done anything in a while. And I remember one, speaking about stunts, I did a film a while back called Faceless. And for the most part, it did have an action scene in it, but we only had... By the way, this is the film that taught me not to hire SAG actors. And I should clarify, I'm not against SAG. And you know what? We're near out of time for this episode, so I'll tell you what. I am going to complete this story in the next episode.
And when I come back, I will bomb. Just to quote the, what is it? Zelda, one of the CDI games. Can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
With that.
I'm Scott Avarius for Game Boys, or PLAYBoyz, or whatever the hell we're called.
And
God.
We will one day work on our intros and outros here. I'm Video Geek JT. We were PLAYBoyz, and we will see you next time.
Adios.
Bye-bye.